Viking fans, welcome to tonight. We are talking about your favorite new show, or old show, Season 5, Episode 9, A Simple Story.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Welcome, Viking fans. We're in the big camera. Welcome to a good filler episode for Vikings, Season 5, Episode 9, A Simple Story. We've got a few storylines to talk about, but before we get to that, my name is Jaco Vienings. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Jaco Vienings. I'm joined by these guys.
Oh, these guys. One of these guys over here. I'm James. Ask the NP. We have some medical stuff to talk about in this episode. I'm super excited about it. And if you want to know other medical stuff, follow me on the gram, on, what do the kids say? The gram and Twitter and all that stuff. Ask the NP.
Yeah, you had some good stuff about the flu. I saw that and I retweeted and I'm like, hey.
She did.
Right. And my name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D. Lane. It's Karidlane. And I don't mind the term guys. It's a you all.
It's a you all.
I use that too. I'm like, guys, and it's like a group of women.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, guys.
It's
Or
a
dude.
you all.
I say dude to
Dudes,
whoever.
right.
That's very Southern Californian,
Totally.
I think.
Yeah,
Totally.
We're all on board with it. Hey everybody, I'm Al Gragg. I just got a new AKA because I got one from my boy. I got inspired by James. He is young half black, so I'm gonna be full half black.
Full half black.
I'm full half black, AKA young blood eagle. Okay.
Love it. Young blood.
Young Blood Eagle, full black.
Yeah, so if you want to know more about that moniker, you can follow me on Twitter at Jamaica House Doc.
Jamaica House Doc, that's amazing. Now, guys,
Yeah.
I had something super important to say. Oh, this is what it was. almost forgot. So you guys blew up the previous episode. You had so many comments in the actual episode. So well done to you guys. Make sure to engage us in the live comments, and we are reading them as you guys are commenting, because you guys are already blowing that up as well.
Like right now.
Like
Literally.
right now. Also, get ready. You guys can phone in tonight, because we have some time to talk to y'all. So I'll give you the number
Whoa,
in
we're
a second.
phoning in?
Yes.
Hey.
This is my first phone-in episode of
Oh,
the season. I'm so
Yes.
excited.
Nice.
I guess you weren't here for the other one.
No, I wasn't here for the other one. And we can't forget, by the way, so wait, you guys are our 5th host. We have a 6th host, though, the voice of God.
Hello.
Steve.
Hi.
That's that guy.
Hi.
Steve. Hi,
Skål.
Steve.
Skål.
Did you see all the Vikings, by the way, for all you football fans out there? Did you guys see this? The Vikings, Minnesota Vikings have a skull chant, and they do this thing, and it makes sense, right? And they were all like cheersing each other, and they all had like Viking horn cups, and they were all screaming skull, and it was kind of cool.
Is this now at the match?
At the match. Oh, not the South African. Just
My brother
Be
from
like
the
the
motherland.
The
from
game?
the motherland.
Yes,
The game.
the game.
Yes, this was at the playoff game that they won. The miracle touchdown this past weekend.
Americans play just games. We play matches.
Oh wow.
Anywho, let's talk about this match coming up. So we have a small storyline in Iceland, a bigger one in England, and then, the one in Kattegat and Harald.
Sheepers.
So let's get the small ones out of the way real quick. Let's start with the smallest one, which is Iceland.
Iceland. Although I don't know if any of these were small. I mean, we'll get to
Short.
the ending. But
Short.
maybe
I go short
It's another,
stories,
it's another
but
South
major
African
thing
thing. I mean, short.
Right.
Yeah.
The short was what little homie did.
Yeah, a little short.
With
short
the bad
one.
hair, and he was like, "You're Bull the dog."
That was a nice
Which is
one.
funny. I'm like, just wait till the bulldogs are
Bulldog,
alive
right.
as a regular breed.
Well, I'm kind of jumping forward, but I think it's really important to note, like, obviously we're working on this no violence theme, right, in Iceland, and Floki's really trying to bring, like, a spiritual thing, and he's like, we're not going to fight, it's not how we're going to do this here, and y'all knew this shit was coming, man.
We did know it was coming, and that's exactly what's happening now, because now the guys are fist fighting, and you all had a lot of great comments in the previous episode about this, and they actually called it out. You called it out. You said that Eyvind, which is the baddie, wants to be king, and that's exactly what Floki said. So good job. Do you guys think that's true, though?
Yeah, I agree.
Al, what do you think?
Yeah.
I agree, but what amazed me is that how much Avon was able to enlist a couple of people in his cause. Like, what was he got?
Bulldog.
Bull the dog, and a couple
Snoop
of
Dogg.
other people. We all kind of
Other nameless characters. Oh, Bull's mom. too.
Yes.
Yeah.
She walked up all angry when they were doing
Oh,
stuff.
here's one thing. I don't know about you guys, but all the energy they put in building that temple to Thor. I was even thinking this last week. You got to have somebody stand and be the security by it, or go to sleep by there night and day. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. You don't know. What I know is that even though they don't like each other, they still only have one God. So there's no way, even like in today's terms, let's say the cross, Jesus. We're both Christian, but I'm not going to go burn down the cross because I don't like you. You don't think that's going to happen?
You wouldn't think
Right.
that, but
Yeah.
That's a good analogy.
Well, and it's just dumb because I totally agree that they could leave the island. I think it's dumb that they go, yeah, we can't leave. It's like, no, you can.
But so that brings it back to Floki that's
But
saying...
then you want to be king.
Yeah.
But just one group's going to make the other group unhappy, ultimately. Because if it's Floki's
that
in
just
charge,
life?
yeah,
That's just life.
they're going to be unhappy. And if the other guy gets in charge, Floki and his people are not going to be happy. So
But it's
it's
Floki's
like,
show, though.
yeah, right?
Like Floki made that all happen. He pulled the
Right.
strings. He built the
Yeah.
fucking boats.
I'm riding with Floki. I think we're all on Floki's side because he came with integrity. I don't think he misled them.
Right, yes.
But the other opposing side, Eyvind and them, they're being disingenuous. And it started with being disingenuous, like
Being jerks.
Yeah,
and
being jerks
assholes.
about the whole
Right.
thing.
Well, okay, so are we on the same page that Bull set the place on fire?
We didn't see who
Well, I don't
actually
know
did
because
it.
we didn't see who set it on fire. Little
That's
little
true.
homie with the bad hair is the one that just he accused Bull the dog because
well,
he
it
was
could be
there.
the
and they
leader
were-
of their
the other guy with the good
what is
goatee.
it?
Yeah. Good. Very
Yeah.
good goatee.
Good goatee guy.
Good goatee.
But I mean, this is not. What I couldn't help thinking about watching this was all of the struggles about conquering any new land throughout human history. Right? There's always, first of all, you're going in, and if there's no one there, great. But then there starts infighting amongst the people who show up.
Civil War.
Right? And which is parallels what's going
Yeah.
on the other
other
side
side.
of the world. Oh, thanks,
Bam.
Michael Hirst. We
This
get
guy.
it now.
This guy.
And the thing is, even that island, wherever they are, is big enough. Go find somewhere else.
Go to the other side of the island. Right. That's what I'm saying.
There's a lot of space. Just
It's like
go.
California and New California. Did you see that? Someone that proposed. They literally.
Oh, we're
I
gonna
saw
break
that.
off now?
There was a proposal in Sacramento, the capital here in California. There was a proposal to break off, basically like
Spain's situation.
kind of like San Francisco down to Orange County, not including San Diego. They just wanted to break off the coast and call it New California.
What?
Anyway,
That's
yeah,
stupid.
very dumb.
Very.
What is not
dumb.
very dumb, by the way, we haven't acknowledged you guys enough yet. You guys are killing these live
Ooh.
comments right now. And I know Steve's going to work on getting them up here on our
Yes.
big TV so we can see them a little bit
Hey
better.
guys, we think the island's empty, but we have Steve in the chat that says the natives set fire.
Ooh,
A
Steve.
third party.
You just-
I like that idea that there's somebody else we don't know
I
about
love
yet.
That.
Because that throws a whole wrench. You're so smart, Steve. Well, welcome to the chat, by the way.
Or
first time caller.
Duke Chronic says maybe Flatnose burned it to get Floki to hate.
Yeah.
That's true.
But that would be super obvious in what Michael Hirst, who is the executive producer and writer, he wrote this episode. What he's been doing classically throughout this whole series is like leading us up to, it's a very sort of Game of Thronesy sort of thing. Like, this is what we think is going to happen. Then he's like, no, it's not really. And then he gets us to buy into it anyway. And then he slams the door, right?
Son of
And then
a
he's
bitch.
like, just kidding. Like, it's a joke.
But
So-
sometimes it does happen.
right.
so
Which
you
is
never know.
Even the others. I like this natives thing.
Native
I
is
like
good.
that.
Okay, so whoever the historians out there, by the way, because we're not historians, were there natives on Iceland before
The Vikings.
the Vikings?
Before Floki, essentially.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Duke Chronic says they do think they're the only inhabitants.
Right. But
I think my point of view is I think they are. I think they were the first to get to Iceland. Okay, I'm just going to throw that out here.
I just hope
Steve,
it is something else.
can you
It's
throw the
fun.
number on the screen here so we can just
Yeah,
give
it
it to
was-
our audience?
audience.
So
To write it down.
Ooh, there it is. Because you guys get to call in, by the way. So you're in the live chat. We're going to talk to you there. If you're watching this as a replay, by the way, please also comment. And we get really awesome conversation going there. Of course, like and share it with your friends. And Kari, you
We
want
have
to rattle
some-
off that number there?
yeah,
if people wanna call in?
if the graphic moves. There we go.
Ta.
424-256-1633. One more time. 424-256-1633.
3-3. So make sure to just write that number down, and then maybe someone can throw it in the comments for us. Maybe you can throw it in the comments,
Oh,
James.
yeah, I'll put it in the
And then
comments.
maybe hold off on the calls like 15 minutes before the end. We'll tell you guys to call in so we can get your predictions.
Well, Alex in the chat said there's no evidence that anybody else was there.
Thank you,
But
Alex.
maybe.
Look at you guys just
There's some
fact-checking as we
good
go along.
comments too when we get to Lagertha. and Heahmund.
Hold on to that. So I think we're done with Iceland. Let's get on to the good stuff.
Love it.
England. England, far away, Wessex. Not Egbert. Egbert is dead already. Ethelwulf dies. Who would have guessed?
That was a big surprise. Who was surprised?
Me.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Are y'all raising your hands? I think everyone in the comments.
It's like,
is-
what?
I'm raising my hand.
Here's the okay,
What?
but anybody.
But like that?
Well, here's the foreshadowing. I was like, why does the camera pull a close up of when he lays the crown down, and the camera lingers on the crown when he goes to sit down and do his work on the desk. So I was like, okay, I thought that was kind of funny. That was foreshadowing.
For sure.
But let me ask you guys about the whole bug thing. Was it a bee?
Well, it's
Yeah,
a
it's
bee.
a bee.
Yes, it's a bee.
Okay, the bee.
It's a bee.
Did he die because he was maybe what do you call it, allergic? And in those days they didn't have things to compensate for it. How did he die specifically?
Nobody had
James.
their EpiPen. All right, here we go, you guys. In the live comment show, so many questions. So that is anaphylactic shock when you hear this. And when people are like, I'm allergic to shrimp, or I'm allergic to whatever, or I'm allergic to bees, what happens is your body has an overwhelming response to it. So let's say you like cut yourself on your arm and it swells a little bit and you get a little scab and the bleeding stops, whatever, that's fine. That's a localized response. People who are deadly allergic to things or have anaphylaxis to something,
Like this dude.
like Ethelwulf, we call it an overwhelming response, and the whole body swells up and the whole body freaks out and it cuts off your airway, which is ultimately how you die. And people really do. They were not exaggerating. People's face gets all puffy.
I mean, they
like
puffy
that.
Oh,
like that these
those
days.
effects look so
They
good.
were
It was
really
disgusting.
good. And I was dying the whole time because I'm like, who has an EpiPen or some Benadryl? Like, just stab him in the leg. He'll be fine in like 10 minutes.
But back
Would
then he
there have
died.
been any sort of treatment then or not really?
Probably not. I don't know enough to say like for sure, so don't quote me on this. But no, I don't think.
I mean,
that they knew.
the king died of this, so
Yeah.
maybe not. My point of view, my question is, who put the bee there?
Nah.
That would have crossed my mind one time.
I
too.
didn't go there.
Yeah, it would have crossed my mind.
Lorraine in the chat says, I like Aethelwulf's character. I thought he deserved a better death. Yes, but no, but I like that he laughed at it because he knew. He's like,
The
really?
second,
He's
right.
like,
he knew.
ah, Judith.
He's like, really? Of all the
Judith.
things I've been through, this is what kills me.
Okay, that's what I first thought. But you guys maybe like walk me back off this ledge here. I'm double-minded. I also was thinking just like when he did that. Okay, what else can go wrong? Get stung by a dang bee. Do you think he necessarily knew he was gonna die because of that?
I think the laugh. I think he knew.
Yeah, I think he knew.
I
Yes.
think he
His
knew.
hand instantly swelled up and he started laughing
I
about
saw the
it.
bubble on his hand, on his
No,
finger.
the whole hand looked
Okay, I didn't-
swollen.
It was like right here on his hand. And I
and the
will tell
fingers
you,
looked swollen.
they didn't have allergy testing then, right? We would
Yeah.
test kids now, but typically it's the second exposure that will kill you. That will be this
Which the
dramatic.
first one still
So
swell up?
the first, he might have gotten stung by a bee when he was a kid or something, and he had a really bad reaction that didn't kill him. And then people would know that, like, just don't get stung by a bee again. We tell kids, because it usually happens to kids. We
Keep
tell everyone that
away
but
from
now.
the bee tree.
Because it's the first, let's say you eat shrimp and you didn't know. The first time a kid has a shrimp when they're 10 years old, they're going to have a horrible reaction, but probably not die. But the second time,
Yes.
perfect,
Now,
Steven.
I guess my medical question for it is how quickly do people normally die from that? Because it seemed like he didn't die, in 10 minutes. It might have been like hours.
Yeah, that was the part that was a little itchy. If you're
Okay.
really going to have anaphylaxis, it's going to take you out in like 10 minutes, probably.
Okay.
Less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're saying it should have been shorter?
It should have been shorter.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
good.
no, that if he really was that allergic, if it was really that bee sting that was going to kill him, it was going to kill him pretty quick.
Pretty quick. So now while lying there and dying, he had this conversation with Alfred and with Ethelred. And so in the beginning, I missed it. Did he call over Ethelred and tell him to, what did he say? He said to be a king, to do what's best for Wessex? Because he knew that he wanted Ethelred to be king? Because he
I
spoke
thought
to
he said
him.
it to Red first. Yeah.
Because
Ethelred.
what I think I said it to them, but then somebody in the room introduced, yes, Alfred, your son, when he walked closer to him. Should have said.
Okay, you're not the only one who's confused by that. I swear when he was saying Alfred, he had Ethelred in his hand or in his vision. I was confused by that. I was totally confused. Like, is he talking to the right one? Is there some type of switcheroo going on? Maybe
Thank
that's more
you.
conspiracy theory thing. Did anybody else feel like that? I don't know. Did us know in the
couldn't
comments.
see.
Because he couldn't see.
No, he said Judith stopped crying. So yes, he could hear her sniffles, but she wasn't sniffling that loud.
When she did say, they walked in the room and she said, I brought Alfred.
Yeah.
He did say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
But then,
And Aethelred was already with him.
and then he told the rule what is
Yeah.
good for Wessex, like
Yes.
as if you're the next king.
Yeah.
Which brings us to homeboy dying and then telling them to listen to your mother because she knows best. She knows best, like all mothers, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Except, never mind.
Well,
Won't go there.
okay, let's not
And
go there.
I totally lost my train of thought because you got me thinking about Bad Moms.
I'm sorry. That's a good movie though. Bad Moms 2 Christmas, also a great
it's
movie.
Very good, they're both very good.
Well, no, so, okay, well, let's go to Judith in the kitchen, in the hall, or wherever they are,
yes, that
about
was it.
talking about who, well, you are going to be nominated for king, but you're
You
gonna
need to
say,
turn it down.
You're going to say no. You're not going to be king.
But
How
why?
fun would that be? Be like, no? What?
Well, he did it very
Yeah,
gracefully.
no, Mom.
Well, and he did a nice job of selling it to me that he could still take it. Like, okay,
I thought he was
yeah,
gonna take
whatever
it.
you
He'd be
say,
like,
Ma,
F
they're
you, I'm gonna
offering
keep
it to
it.
me. Yeah.
But that is what
Yeah.
JK is saying in the comments. JK is saying, I was surprised that Alfred's brother rejected the throne, which I was
Right?
also surprised, JK, because why did he make that decision? Walking out of that room, he said, well, then they can still going to ask me, right? Well, then there you go. I'm just going to say yes. That was what he left with.
Dimitri says too, yeah, I wonder why Aethelred gave up his kingship, didn't get the angle there. Like, why did he really go, sure?
Right, and because we're led to believe with this that maybe he just really bought Judith's passionate speech about that.
I like
But,
this. Arya says, I think he's always known that Alfred was the special one.
Wow.
Dig that in deep of your feelings. I think he was like, yeah, no, I want to be it. But then, yeah, it kind of whittled down his confidence.
But I'm with some of you guys who had these comments before, right before we went live, about how this is not. He's gonna come back. Alfred should watch his back.
Yes.
I think Aethelred is up to something still. He's like, yeah, you can be king.
Maybe,
and, you know.
he can be king for now, but maybe he knows he's going to die if he's king, because Judith is ruthless. So Judith, he knows he's going to die if he becomes king, because she doesn't want him to be king. It's not it's his son, but it's not really her son. She doesn't care about him. She told him not to be king.
So you think maybe he's doing it
For himself, to save himself.
save himself,
And then what
because-
you're saying is going back and physically stabbing him in the back and then be king. And then
maybe-
who else is going to be king?
maybe he takes out Judith because she's really like
Buys himself some time.
well, and Alfred's only biggest ally, right? So if he takes out Judith and no one suspects him of it, then Alfred's easy pickings for the kingship,
There
and
you
then
go.
all of his contentiousness is like out of the way.
Out of the way, yeah.
Well, she's also gained more confidence because I pointed out to you guys, and a couple people in the chat noticed she was showing her ear hole now, and people are like, what? If you all notice, this entire episode, she has her hair covering her ear because it was cut off. And now she had her hair up, and Aethelred's looking at her, and so we can see it.
Good call.
So she's like, whatever. Oh, there we go. Somebody, it said, where'd it go?
Which one are you reading?
Somebody...
One's missing.
that can we scroll up just a hair? I'm like, wait, now I don't know where it is on my phone. That she's okay to do it because now Aethelred is not king, so like she's more. Oh,
She's
she
confident.
lost it
More
for
confident.
Alfred, and now Alfred's king, so now she's like, I don't care.
She's like, you're right. I
yes,
can show
thank
it
you.
off.
There we go.
right.
So now she told the bishop guy, which wasn't bishop, that you need to nominate
Yes.
Alfred, but he didn't do that, so he wasn't about to be bribed.
I think though he was playing like double deep undercover. Like that was his long range plan.
Really?
Maybe he spoke to Aethelred then.
I think that was. I'm guessing because Judith is so cunning that was all part of the charade.
because it would be dumb of him to nominate Alfred from the beginning. It doesn't make sense. He's not the oldest son. Somebody would know what's up.
And then once he
Somebody
turned
would
it
know what's
down,
up.
he was like, "Well, what do we have? We have to nominate Alfred
he is-
now.
he is sitting there.
How about him?"
It's that reverse psychology thing, right? Like if I
Exactly.
do this, everyone will react. Aha! So maybe him and Aethelred are in cahoots. So he's like, "You're gonna become like king, prince, or prince of the church, and I'm gonna nominate my brother, but we're both gonna end up in power if we have each other's back."
Exactly.
And
I was surprised when he did that. I'm like, wait, didn't Judith say not to do that? So whoa, he
So
goes, just kidding.
confused. There's so many levels of backstabbery going
Yes.
on in
Well,
all of
that's
these
what-
storylines.
That's what all our viewers said in the previous episode. There are so many opportunities for somebody to betray somebody, and it needs to happen. And it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because
Oh.
everybody now, Halfdan is fighting with Lagertha. Nobody has betrayed anybody. except Rollo. We'll see.
Who didn't even show up.
It didn't even show, but that's England, guys. Anything else for England?
And technically, Ivar tried to jack Bjorn though, right? The like sneak attack, kidnap thing.
Right. Oh, you're jumping ahead on us. Are we done with England?
Yes.
Are we done with England?
Yeah.
Thank you for your comments, by
A
the way.
lot of people are liking Cunning Judith being back.
Nice.
Yes, we like. Very
She's a
good.
powerhouse.
She's very smart and very cunning.
JK, I see your comments in there, by the way, and I love your theory. I had not thought about this. I'm going to save it till we get there, but I see this. And everyone else in the live comments, we appreciate it so much. We really are having a conversation with you. And if you're watching this afterwards, please comment as well because the conversation continues. And one more time, the phone number. In maybe about 10 minutes or so, y'all going to be able to call in live.
424-256-1633. So again, 424-256-1633.
All right.
So how am I gonna
So
do
Ara
this?
Davis does say that Rollo will definitely be in the next episode. I don't know.
I hope so.
Oh, he will. He's gonna
Yeah.
be a massive cliffhanger for the second half of
Yeah.
season 5.
That makes sense.
Because he's gonna be in it. We can't wait. James can't wait to see his body.
Oh, Rollo.
He's such a hottie. He's gonna be all grey and handsome.
I've missed
Because the
you.
Franks, you know, they took care of themselves.
Actually, no. I think
No.
it's going to be the other way around. I think he's going to be all fat and out of shape. His hair's going to be falling. Because all he's been doing is sitting around and eating croissant and drinking wine.
Croissant.
Yeah.
And he's going to have lost his Viking abs. That's
Yeah.
all right. I'll still take
I would
him.
be so disappointed if that happens.
You're
could
not the
still
only one
lay
who
him up,
misses
So
him.
would my wife.
He could still mount his sword or whatever Heahmund said to Lagertha. We'll get to that later,
Pull
too.
out his sword.
I pledge you my soul.
Yeah.
Right. I bet you do.
With
Oh,
the utmost urgency.
With
Yes.
the utmost urgency.
She doesn't want it to be urgent. She wants it to
As
take
she's
its time.
blowing out her.
Because of fate.
Blowing out those candles.
Right.
All about the fate.
She must have blew it out like 6
Or when she
times.
licked it too, she's like,
She's like, there was a little dance going on there.
Yeah.
That was very good. And okay,
Sexy.
so I got to back us up though a little bit
Yes.
because I feel like these two stories, maybe Jaco, I'm gonna help you out here.
Yeah.
I feel like we have some we're gonna do these chronologically. So we
Yes.
have Camp Ivar, Harold, Camp Lagertha, Bjorn.
Heahmund.
Is kind of Heahmund, I guess. But it started off, and this was a little bit moving to me. It started off with like the killing fields. Like
Yeah.
you don't realize it's Civil War. Those were all Vikings.
And brothers, maybe.
And
Well, not so
right.
much brothers, but
Family
family.
Yep.
Definitely family.
Yeah, just like dead, laying there.
So one of the overarching themes then is just like the futility of war. Really, doesn't matter who's right or wrong. I mean, is that one of the
Everybody
things we're
loses.
coming
All
away
right,
with?
full half black blood eagle. You went there. He got deep on us, right? The futility, both fatality,
fatalities.
futility of war. Honestly,
So let's start with Harold and Ivar. It starts with the battle scene, going in, and the scene between Harold and Ivar, saying like, I kind of, you really messed it up this time. I believed you because I thought you were a good strategist, but next time I'm not going to listen to you. Now I just want to jump in here and say that is also what you guys said in the previous comments for the episode, is that was Ivar's plan all along. So maybe Ivar doesn't want Harold to go along with his plan next time.
And I'm also wondering, did Ivar do that because he wanted Harold to sacrifice most of his men and his forces?
And Lagertha to
good
sacrifice
point.
her warriors.
So that Ivar can take control.
right? Thin
Yeah.
out the herd, if you will.
Totally.
Which brings us to Witzek that's saying, but what about Uncle Rollo?
Right.
And,
he
Like,
said,
dial him up.
anytime we need it. Right. Let me FaceTime Rollo right quick.
And Dimitri says those French have nitro on their boats because they did get there very quick.
Okay. Right, Joe Bananas, you
They
said
went
that in
there
the comments
fast
too.
and got back quick.
Right, she was like, "How about those French speedboats, though?"
Yeah.
Very good. They did. They got there in a hurry.
Real quick, along the lines of Rollo, I like the fact that they're going to be bringing his character back at some point.
You think?
You think, you hope.
They better.
But here's the thing. Do you guys think they were being true to his character, that he would actually send his troops to side with one brother over the other? Is that
Yeah.
true to his character?
Yes, because
Okay.
he is saying, save Bjorn.
He did say
Yeah.
save
He's
Bjorn.
true
That was very
niece.
Rollo.
So he's saying, save Bjorn, but I'll give you. I am a little surprised that he did go against Lagertha. I would have thought if he did choose a side, it would be against not against Ivar, but just with Lagertha. And so I guess it's just who asked him first.
Well, okay, because that was going to be my next question. Playing the devil's advocate, what if Bjorn had asked him first? Would he have sent all his troops to Bjorn and say, don't...
Maybe who goes first? But Steve in the chat is like, yeah, why would he bother getting involved? Like, why
Right.
go against Lagertha and
It's
Bjorn?
family. It's
And-
Viking family.
It is Viking. But here's the thing. I don't want y'all to forget two things. Rollo backstabbed Ragnar, right?
He did.
Like
Few
twice.
times, few times.
So he's down with the brotherly hate, right? He gets that, right? And number two, this is what really confused me. And JK, I'm waiting for your theory. I want you to put that theory back up there in the comment. This is what was killing me. Remember, Rollo was and still is in love with Lagertha. So why, this was my suspicion the whole time, why would he send troops to support a group of people who are trying to kill like his one true love? Remember that?
Ariadne says, thinks Rollo's pretending to have his army help.
I think Ariadne is on the money.
I think
On the French.
Also, how are they going to communicate? Because it's Vikings and the French. They're not going to...
They
Do
don't-
Ivar, Fitzik, and Halfdan speak French?
They have a syndicate.
Well, Rollo
maybe.
does. They just need to talk to Rollo.
But he
I-
ain't there.
I
so-
love, but he sent Vitzerk, right? He said, you're
Yeah.
leaving at first light. So Vitzerk guy's that speedboat.
Yes.
Because
He
he
did.
got there, brought the army back. They went
Yeah.
back a couple times. But this is what I love, JK, your point. Is this a setup?
Yes.
For-
So did Vitzerk bring this army back and say, Rollo, yeah, we have your back, Ivar. But really, this
I like
is a
that theory.
setup against Ivar to end up supporting Lagertha and Bjorn.
While
Yep.
not killing Bjorn.
Yep.
So he does all of that and he doesn't kill
I
Bjorn.
like that theory.
And you know what it all goes back to? My
Well,
opinion. It all goes back to that one sit down that Vitzerk had with Ivar. And he's like, I don't want to be, I'm nobody's little dog to kick around. But instead, Ivar said, woof, woof. That was it.
Right.
That's the resentment that never left.
Brothers don't forget that, do they? They don't forget that shit.
Joe Bananas made a good point. Can we assume that some time has passed? This is true, because this show jumps in time and never lets us know, really. It's just like, babies born or people got older. That's about the only way. Though Judith has not aged whatsoever as her children age.
whatsoever. Right. Alfred's
Like, they
all
haven't made her
right.
look old at all.
20-year-old king,
Yeah.
and Judith's still like 21 herself.
At least,
Yeah.
at least a few gray hairs or something.
Yeah, something.
You know?
But I do think this is incredibly fascinating, and they're setting us up big time for like the world's biggest cliffhanger next episode, I think, because
totally.
it's a
That's gonna
mid-season
be one.
finale. But what's going to happen with this French army? I mean, do you
There's
really
no,
convince?
There's no absolute way that Michael Hirst would just write a story as in, okay, the Franks have arrived, you're going to fight with Ivar, okay, now let the Franks fight with Ivar. That's not going to happen. There's
Right.
no way that would happen. There's something that's going to brew here.
Ooh, what do you think of this theory? Ara Davis says, what if Rollo's helping Ivar to use as a debt later to raid England or something? That's a thought.
Could be. All of these.
Maybe.
Put them on the list.
Good
Put them on the
predictions,
list.
guys.
We're
Good
having
job.
an ideation session right now. That's what they say in corporate America. We're brainstorming.
Brainstorming.
Three-dimensional chess.
What are we doing with these French? So, where are we in the
So
storyline?
let's you guys can start calling in 424-256-1633. Start giving us a call. Let us know your thoughts on the whole Kattegat, Herald, Ivar, Lagertha situation. We can talk to you. We're going to have a nice
Okay,
discussion.
wait. Yeah, I want to find that Lagertha quote.
Find that.
Or-
You find the
That was
Lagertha
funny.
quote. Let's jump back because
What
now
people are
Bjorn
saying.
is the next step. Bjorn is visiting them. So let's jump back to Kattegat.
Right.
Let's go to. Oh, do you want to talk about? We should talk about.
No, yeah.
Let's-
When Bjorn visits, because I think Al brought that up a little earlier, and I think it's a really impacting scene that the brothers get
Okay.
together and they don't kill each other right away. And Bjorn was cool, man. That whole scene, wasn't he? He'd had the Bjorn look. He had his head
I was
down.
like slouching.
He was all like chill.
one eye.
Right. He's like, no, I'm cool with y'all. Even when they all got up with the swords, right? Bjorn was like, whatever.
He's all really?
You're going to do what you're
Really?
going to do, right?
And then, yeah, Ivar's like, well, it was worth a try.
And the fact
Really?
that Harold had to be the
Waves
one
off.
to take the
Yes.
higher ground among the brothers.
Right.
Yeah.
So Bjorn, you want to read that?
Well,
comment?
just getting a little bit ahead, I love how you all said this. So Lorray goes, Lagertha is going to taint another Christian. Ara Davis says he's definitely going to sleep with that Lagertha. And then I like Placebo goes, Lagertha likes her men holy.
Oh, she sure does. doesn't
Yeah,
she?
so she likes her religious dude. So love your thinking, everybody.
Can I say this?
Please
uh,
go for it.
The Bishop Heahmund struggling to walk just to go talk to her.
Right.
I just want to talk
He
to
can barely get
you.
on a knee. And do you know, the next morning he came hopping out there like
He
a boat.
sure
You know?
He
I
sure-
was like, that queen
Hallelujah.
stuff. He had some wind in his sails.
He really did. And they were giving him mess, but he was like, I'm going to put up with whatever these Vikings throw at me just to get to her tent.
Yeah, because the next morning they
really?
respected him.
Her
Nobody
tent?
said a word the next morning. But let's jump back here. So Bjorn is visiting Vidsek and Ivar.
Yeah.
And so they said, please, let's not break up the legacy of Ragnar. That's what he's saying to them. But that's not happening, right?
Well,
He doesn't-
Dimitri, sorry, real quick. Dimitri makes a good point. Much respect for Harold to stepping in to save Bjorn's life. Didn't expect that.
No.
We've had the
Not at
discussion
all.
about him.
So
being-
Harold does have integrity. That's one of the things that we keep coming
Yeah.
back, or I keep coming back
Sure.
to. He may not always be on the right side, but he's going to fight fair.
It's an important point. And I do think that there's two camps here. Bjorn's Ragnar's speech, and I feel like the younger boys don't have the same reverence for Ragnar, right? So
Yeah.
Bjorn is ready to go back with Lagertha and everyone there and be like, we're doing this for Ragnar. And they're like, all right, cool. And Ube was in. But the younger brothers,
they don't know what's going on.
They were like,
It's more like a myth or a legacy.
It's an abstract
legend.
concept.
yeah. So does Ragnar like carry that weight anymore?
So think about this.
Good
So
point.
Ivar was a baby being pulled around in a cart
Yep.
when he last saw Ragnar. Okay? Ragnar left for that God knows how long time,
Yep.
came back, and he saw his boys then. That's the only time that Ivar had with Ragnar.
Yep.
Except
Well,
when he
or
took him with him before he got
Bananas-
kidnapped,
Okay.
right?
They
Good
got
thing.
the opium years, so not exactly his prime years. Good point.
Younger brothers. got
Very
the
good,
opium
Joe
years.
Bananas. We have someone who's watched the show
I
from
like
the
that, the
beginning.
opium
Thank you.
years.
Very good.
And do we think Astrid actually does have the baby? JK says that. And also, when they were like, Bjorn has to be spared, and she left really quickly, then I go, wait, is Bjorn the baby daddy? I don't think that
We
timeline.
keep going back to this.
I don't
Get
think
it
that
poppin'.
timeline really works,
Yeah,
but
like
it
years
made
ago.
me wonder that maybe there was a scene we didn't see.
That's all right. Astrid has been in charge of her sexuality,
Yeah.
like from Jump Street. So
Yep.
she might have been down with Bjorn in the DL that we
She
didn't even know
was.
about. You
I
know?
like that she told Harold off too. She's like, if I want to fight in battle,
I'll
you are
fight.
not going to tell me to go wait in the
I'ma
car,
fight.
kind of a thing.
Right.
But this has been a theme throughout this episode.
Yeah.
Lagertha asking Heahmund's like, do you respect men and women the same? And she's saying, like, if I want to fight, I'll fight. Don't tell me what I can and cannot do. Which shows that the Viking women they're equals to the men.
Wait, which conversation?
Between Heahmund and Lagertha.
Oh no, I
Yeah.
mean Lagertha's like, do you love men as
Yeah,
much
she-
as women? She was talking about something else.
Yeah.
Did she say that?
Yeah, she said.
Can we talk about this damn scene now? We all been waiting to talk about this scene. We only have a few minutes left anyway.
And
Yeah,
they
no.
kind of got through there fast, man, from like the introduction to spirituality to like, bam, working up tonight.
After
they
like-
went
Yeah.
like from 0 to
Yeah.
100.
Yeah, because she knew. She goes, do you
course.
like men? Love
And
men as much as
women?
as much as women, or
Okay.
like as
Yeah, because the
you know.
Vikings do it both ways.
Yeah, they do.
They're a
And
little more
like
open-minded.
She said, like she
Full
said, we're down with the spirituality and the flesh.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then he
guilt.
goes, oh no, I just like women. He's like,
I
I
didn't
get
catch
it.
it like
I
that.
get it.
Wait, I thought I wrote down a whole bunch of where he was like,
And-
I will fight for you.
I will
She's
fight,
blowing
I will
out the
die.
candle.
Yeah.
Do you believe in fate?
Oh, dude, those lines.
Oh, right.
I saw. Is she buying
Whole
that?
scene.
Right.
I mean, I swear, any bloopers on that at all? Any behind the scenes?
There has
like,
to be.
footage of that. Whatever it took for them to make a straight face, just note for note, unbelievable.
Right, and he walks towards her, sword in hand.
I pledge you my sword.
Turns it up. This is after she's finna blow out all the candles, right?
Yeah.
And he walking towards her, sword up, and he's like, I take up my sword for you.
She knows what's
So
going to happen.
yeah, you
Could
do.
it be more obvious, right? Like, but hey, I'm down with that because we all
Yes.
know that was our first introduction to Heahmund, the end of last season or
He-
two
yeah,
seasons
Oh, with the
ago.
nun, right?
He was
him working the lady that asked for forgiveness or something.
Yeah.
Whose
Yeah.
husband died. Her
Yeah.
husband died and he was working in the church.
She was
Yeah.
lonely. He was really.
Lagertha not only has used sex for power, which we all know is like a whole different conversation, but she also has used sex for pleasure. Like she's a Viking, right?
Yeah.
So,
Flesh, we enjoy it. We
This-
do it because we want to.
oh, this made sense,
Yeah.
and that's a
He's
hot
like,
couple.
I want to know more about you. She's like, you don't know me. He's like, I've known you forever.
He was spitting game.
That one, I was like, really,
all kinds of
really.
game.
Let me come in from a different angle here, because you guys are all up about the sex and the hotness now.
Hey, he said
Yeah.
different angle.
Yeah.
Because you got to mix it up, Jaco.
Yeah.
A different angle. So now, a lot of people said that Heahmund is Ivar's Trojan horse. Does he really like?
Right.
Is he just going to sit on her? Is he just going to work her a bit? Is he going to have sex, whatever, not? Or is he going to kill her?
I hope not.
What do you guys think? Throw down in the
It was
comments
a
and we will.
quick-
What do you guys
Very
think? Throw
quick.
down in the comments and we'll read it all for you.
Yeah.
It was a very quick flip of like, yeah, I'm gonna kill these other people, and I pledge my 100% loyalty to you, Queen Lagertha. I'm like, I would be a little
But
leery
I
of
don't
him.
know.
But
Sometimes when you're just feeling it, you feeling it. Like if y'all don't believe in love at first sight, like
On the battlefield, when there's a battle raging
he was
around
checking
you,
her out.
because
he
remember
starts daydreaming.
he turned
Yeah.
right. He turns and
He's
looks at
like-
her.
She should have glowed in his eyes. He's
Right.
like, oh,
He should have died
Oh,
right there.
yeah.
Right. Well, he
Yeah.
did. That's my other thing, just medically, by the way. Y'all know I'm always looking at that.
Hmm.
He had a big old axe in his back. Remember last week we were talking about how slice. Dude was
Yeah.
almost dead, and then the next, like 2 days later, he's hitting. I don't think
It's
it works that
Lagertha's
fast.
got
It's a
that
magic
magical
tent.
punani.
See, I was gonna say,
All right,
he
got
said
in
go
the
to her
comments.
tent, Mom. Magic. Yeah.
All right, got you in the comments. Ara Davis is
Yes.
saying, I think he is still loyal to Ivar. Okay.
So, and then somebody's like, no, doesn't like Ivar. So.
Talk about
Oh,
Torvi.
actually, sorry, real quick. I don't. The show normally does a better job of establishing which language they're talking. Because this one, there was no moment of her going, hey, wait a minute, you know this language, and him going,
So
oh,
you've
you know
learned
English.
it from Ivar, though.
Right. But you're right, Carrie. They
Yeah.
usually at least acknowledge,
They
like,
start and then they transition.
and then they go into whatever. And that
I
didn't
thought that
happen.
was weird.
Did that not
Or-
happen last
No.
week?
Or
No?
has Lagertha learned this from Ragnar? She's been around long enough now to have picked up Latin.
Oh, she for sure speaks
Oh no,
other
she speaks
languages.
it
Yeah,
too.
it's just that the
It's
show.
him. It's him speaking it to
Oh,
her.
it's just a technical
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Okay,
The show
okay.
usually is
Well,
like, how do you speak my language?
What
Oh,
about
there,
what
oh,
about this
yeah.
technical point?
or him
Torvi.
hearing everybody else.
No, not Torvi. What the fuck happened? Sorry for my French.
That's only 2 today,
Okay.
Steve.
What we Sacre bleu. What happened with Margaret?
Marguerite.
What
Yeah,
happened with
Crystal
Margaret?
just
Thank
asked
you,
that.
Crystal. What about
Yeah.
the chick with Bjorn children, Margaret? What happened there? She's freaking out.
Whoa. And she had some sort of vision of watching her
Yes,
husband
that was crazy.
kissing Torvi?
Torvi, yeah.
And my thing is, did they ever establish that she had those kind of like supernatural
I
visions
didn't
before?
think
No.
she had
No.
visions.
No.
Yeah.
But so just before that, the conversation was that Uber saying, "This chick is crazy. She's got weird ambitions, and I wish I had your child, or you had
You
my
were carrying my child, yeah.
Right, yeah.
something like that."
I like placebo. I agree with you. Please kill off Marguerite. She's super mean. I agree.
Do
Horrible
we
woman.
have somebody calling?
Ooh, I believe that's the
Hello?
noise when we have someone calling.
Hi.
Oh,
Thank
we're
you.
standing by. Give it. Oh,
Hey, who is calling in?
Hey, Brandon again. I just want to let you guys know, I think Marguerite is a psychopath. I think she's going to kill the children and probably go after Torvi as well.
How do you think she's gonna kill the children?
I don't know if she's going to kill Torvi, but I think she's probably going to try to drown the children or cut their throats when
Let's
when
gonna
Torvi's
drown
not
or cut their
around.
throat.
Kind of like what happened with
Maybe strangle at night.
What's
Yeah.
her name? Remember the first king or the first herald that Ragnar killed, and his wife became
Haraldson, yes.
yeah.
King
the
Haraldson.
watcher of the children, and
Yeah.
she let the children die. I think the same thing's going to happen here.
Oh, that's right.
Because they had a
Ooh.
conversation. You heard this in the show. They had a conversation. Don't worry, the kids will be safe with her. Well, I don't
And
think
right,
so.
because
Right.
Ube said she won't do anything to the kids, and then they literally jump to that scene where she's like, "You should forget your mother, pretend like she's dead," and you're like,
Exactly.
"Oh,
Those
hey.
poor kids.
Awesome! Thanks for calling in, man.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it. Good to hear from you."
It's really do. Skull.
Skull! We gotta cheer. We gotta skull.
Skull. If you cannot.
Come on,
If
skull.
you 7 years of bad sex, if you don't look you in the eyes.
Oh yeah, it's eyes. Sorry, skull to you guys. Cheers, us. We do have like 5 minutes ish. So if you guys, thank you for calling in. By the way, if you have want to call in, you got some comments, you want some predictions in particular for next week's episode.
Dimitri says Marguerite
Oh,
looked so
now,
demonic
your
in that scene.
AfterBuzz
She
TV.
did. She looked pretty creepy.
Super predict. Does that just go off automatically if I say the word?
Let's say.
Just our.
Predictions.
Oh my. Hey.
Oh, it doesn't.
It's Steve, guys.
Oh my! It
money.
is Steve. All right, if you guys want to call in one more time.
Yes. 424-256-133. I've been practicing that. 3.
3,
3. 3.
3.
Can I read it in my Afrikaans real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, it's 424-256-1633.
Free. That was Afrikaans. Wait, so the numbers are the same?
No,
Anyway,
it's
sorry.
my Afrikaans accent.
Accent.
My real.
Oh,
So I
okay.
want to backtrack real quick. One very important thing that was said. is that if there is no deal between the two of them, then the legacy of Ragnar is gone. There was no deal. They're going to fight. Do you guys think, and throw that in the prediction so we can read them off right now, do you think Ragnar's legacy is going to be split or demolished or broken or destroyed? Or is the story going to be built on Ragnar's legacy in season 6? So throw that in the comments. Let's start with you, Al. What do you think? Predictions. What do you think, sir? What's going to happen? Make it good.
Okay. Torvi, we all agree that, you know, she's nutty as squirrel shit. Excuse my language. But
Torvi or Marguerite?
Marguerite. Yeah, I'm sorry. Marguerite is nutty. And, you know, we always know, we looked at the kids. She is nutty. But here's my thing. I think that she's going to, I'd like to see her last longer. And I think she is going to last longer for it to be interesting. Because it would be easy for her to just get killed and that would take care of all the problems of another one of the dissenters. I think she's going to hang around at least until the end of the season so she's able to mess stuff up with Lagertha or with something, or someone with something with her husband Uber. She's going to hang around there long enough to turn things over. That's my opinion.
Very cool.
Did anybody have this sounds kind of sacrilegious though, but did anybody have a thought that Floki, when he was on the island, that he might have thought that maybe I can turn back? Maybe if the moment I picked up that axe, because he was the one who said we shall never pick up an axe against each other. Do you think he might have had a split thought that I can turn back? Or we would never just let that go back to Kattegat? As opposed to like
staying there.
Because to me, that's the interesting moral question. Is like if you feel like if you're a crusader and God has shown you this vision, but then perhaps if you found out yourself that maybe you've erred or if you sinned, that maybe you fall short. I was just curious, do you think that would even be within his character to turn it over, as opposed to having a violent confrontation, which is probably going to happen?
Well, that's part of my prediction, so I'll hold on to that. But because I'll answer that with my prediction.
I would like to think that Heahmund is true to Lagertha and will stick with her in the battle.
Okay.
I'm bummed we didn't get to see them hook up. It was cut to black. I was like, are you kidding me? This is like 90s bad television. Then I would love... Yeah, these are more like what I would like. I don't know if it's going to happen. I would like the Rollo army to be a farce against Ivar. Be like, just kidding. This is not for you. Because I think he still cares about Lagertha. I don't think Ragnar's legacy will die. It'll just fracture.
So let me read this comment from Taxanuba190. I think his legacy is going to fade because the seer had told Ragnar that Bjorn would be more famous than him and that none of his other sons would be as famous.
That's right. You brought up some old seer stuff, man. Holy crap. That's good. A couple of other great predictions in the comments from you guys. Taxanuba also said Astrid will kill herself as some sort of inflicting some sort of revenge. Joe Bananas, this one's pretty popular, I think, and I don't think they're going to do this, but you said Floki's going to get violent. And I feel like we want him to so bad. Like if it would be so easy if he just took out that dude.
He's there. He just needs to take one more step.
Right. If he just like took those dudes out, then everyone would be cool, right? But I think they got a surprise for us there.
That's not how they do it in Iceland.
Ariadne, you
I want
had
the gods to show up of some way, shape, or form.
Just like drop in.
Do something.
Well, we've seen them on that island before.
Yeah.
We know they're there. Ariadne, you had 2 predictions which were awesome. You're in with Rollo and Vitsirk are actually as a tag team. Just like backstabbing everyone. Like this is a Rollo Vitsik sort of thing. And then this one I love. Harold actually kills Astrid because he knows that she's not pregnant, and he needs someone who will bear him whatever. And he believes Astrid.
You guys think that she's not pregnant,
or not pregnant by his baby? Which
not pregnant at all.
Or maybe not pregnant by his baby.
What do you think, James?
I don't think Floki's going to get violent. I know this is not like some sort of earth-shattering prediction. Although, did I not say last week in predictions that Rollo was coming? That somebody was going to go back and get Rollo and the homies? That was my prediction.
That Rollo, though.
That Rollo and his speedboats. Floki's not going to get. Violent. And I think we've had this whole emphasis on Alfred not being a warrior king, not being violent, and I think Alfred's going to be violent.
Yes.
Oh yes, he's gonna be ruthless.
He's gonna have to
He's
be.
gonna
I
be
think
ruthless.
Probably more ruthless than Aethelred ever could have been.
Ugh, Aethelred is a wuss. Here's my prediction. First of all, I want to say that if you listen to the very beginning of this episode, the voice that says previously on Vikings, that was Ragnar. So go back and listen to that.
Oh wow.
Yes, Floki is going to get violent. He's going to kill a whole shitload of people, and then they're going to go back to Kattegat. I think the Franks are going to stand there between the Vikings, and they're going to have some super cool formation and start killing all the Vikings on either side. They're going to do that.
That's fun.
They're going to do that.
Yep.
Guys, we need to wrap this up because the time is finished. I'm so sorry, but the time has done. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're watching this, now after the live filming, make sure to give us a comment and a thumbs up. My name is Jaco Vienings. You guys can follow me at Jaco Vienings on Instagram and on Twitter.
And I'm James Simmons. You guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well at AskTheNP.
And my name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari Delane. That's Karidlane. And sadly, I will not be here next week. I'm going to be at Sundance.
She's going to Sundance, though.
So make sure to follow me on social media. I'll be at Sundance and Slam Dance and be tweeting and posting from there. But I will miss you all, and I'm super sad. I'm going to miss the finale.
Nice. Hey, everybody, I'm Al Gragg. You can follow me on Twitter at JamaicaHouseDoc.
Nice. Bye,
All right,
guys.
thank you for watching and calling.
Next week. Bye-bye.
See ya.
We love you guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.